Hey guys, I'm Sebastian at Performance Play Sports Care in Costa Mesa, California. I'm going to cover 3 of my favorite exercises today for lower back pain, and these are going to come in the form of a modification of sit-ups. And probably many of you have been dealing with lower back pain associated with sit-ups, and you're wondering what else you can do to work your core other than sit-ups. And I think this is going to be a very helpful topic for you today, so I want you to follow along with me to figure out which ones work for you and don't work for you. So I'm going to give you 3 of the exercises for low back pain, which are mainly variations for that sit-up type of movement, okay? So this is a follow-along video. Please get on the ground at this point in time. It's important to note that none of these should hurt, all right? I know a lot of you have probably heard that no pain, no gain. That's a load of crap, all right? Especially in the rehab world. So you guys got to realize at this point that it takes effort and it should be challenging, but it should not be painful. You should not have a duplication of your problem while doing the exercise. If you are, then you've picked the wrong exercise for your body at this point in time. It might work out later though, all right? And it really comes down to that. A lot of movements, there's certain movements your body won't like at this point in time. We just have to reintroduce them a little bit later down the road, usually a week or 2 after the body settles itself. In this case, if you're having problems with sit-ups, it's probably because your low back doesn't like a rounding thing. And so sitting in this position and bending forward might be something that bothers you, which is basically the rounded sit-up position. So we're going to change that, and we're going to put the spine into a neutral or extended position in these exercises and just hold an isometric, okay? So the first one is going to be a hard style plank, all right? Hard style plank is pretty simple, and you might have seen it throughout some of the other exercises we've done. Now the first exercise we're going to do is a hard style plank. I apologize, I had some camera blur, so we're going to start from this point in time. Now most of you don't need to do this from the feet. If you do it from the feet, you'd be very impressive to me, and I wouldn't want to do it from the feet. So let's do it from the knees, because it's going to be enough for most of you. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a diamond here in our hands, and we're going to make it so our full hand contacts the floor, and the entire diamond is on the floor. All right, I do mean that. I don't mean that we want a puckered diamond. We want our elbows to be flared out a little bit so we have a diamond right in front of our eyeballs. All right. In this case, I'm going to coach it a little bit liberally, just because most people don't need to be overcoached in this thing, because it doesn't hurt most people. If it does hurt you, I can supply you some different cues and suggestions along the way here. So the first thing is, I just want you to look through the tunnel that's going to form between your legs. Right there, okay? Usually the head tucked under here works pretty well, but because the cameras or the microphone's there, I'm going to keep it out. Notice my back is flat. It's not arched, and it's not swayed either, as in this position. So I'm going to keep looking through that tunnel, going for a burst of 5. And go again. Keep going. I'm just going to mention a few things. Notice there's minimal breaks, all right? There's breaks, but they're minimal breaks, because the goal is to build endurance in this area, not to build strength. Strength has nothing to do with low back pain if we're talking about core activity. And so we're going to go until your belly wall feels like it has nothing left in the tank. This might take you 10, 20 reps of 5-second holds or so. As long as it doesn't hurt, you can keep going. Now, the second thing here, a variation on this hard plank, is cueing it from the bottom half, because some people don't really like this because they tend to go up like this, you know, and they have their back kind of swayed, or they arch it a little bit too much. They turn it into too much of a turtle hump. And as I mentioned earlier, the sit-ups of the rounding mechanics, your back might not like that. And so what we're going to do instead is we're going to cue it from the bottom, and I want you to only take your butt cheeks and try to break a quarter between them. Notice that you'll automatically straighten your spine into a neutral position here, all right? And then relax it. Break the quarter and relax it. Once you got the hang of that, we're going to break the quarter, and then we're going to push the floor away through your elbow points, and you'll start to shake again, okay? So that's the variation on that one, all right? If that really doesn't work for you, then we're just going to flip to a different one. This one's a little bit lighter version, and we're going to use our hands again in a diamond formation and put it right back in the, we're going to circle the area of the low back as if you had, it's the common spot for the low back tattoo, all right? So you don't want to put it down lower on like the buttocks area, because if you do, it's going to make your low back sag. And in this case, like we mentioned earlier, the rounding is what creates most people's problem if you're watching this video. And so we're going to build a support there. They do have devices you can buy and mats. That's fine too, but you know, your hands are cheaper. So you might not have to do this too long anyways. You put one leg up, and all I want you to do is look past your knee and stay. And come down. If that works, look at your toe and stay. And down again. If that works, hold it and breathe. Try to breathe so far that you feel it on your toe. And relax. Now, common misconceptions with this is I care about height. I don't want you to use your elbows to get up. I just want you to slowly curl and look at your toe, all right? So you should be able to lighten these elbows up if you want to. Now, if you have an issue with your shoulder, some people do, and I had a person recently who had this, and so we changed into a wall bug. And so the wall bug, which I see there's something up here, there's part of a weight training equipment up here. So I'm going to use this as my wall just to simulate it because it's going to be easy to see from this view. A wall bug is going to be knees up, toes up, look at it, and if the wall is here, I'd be closer. The wall would basically be the top of my head, and I'd be pushing the wall. And the wall would keep you flattened to the ground in a neutral position, and then you're going to slowly move one heel up and down. It'd be two hands on the wall. I apologize. So then we're just going to go slow. And I do mean slow. I don't mean quick. This is not a HIITS training thing. All I care about is can you keep stiffness and can you push the heels of your hands through the wall like you're trying to create two dents. After you're done, we should be looking at the wall and thinking, dude, who was there? Like they created dents in the wall. You know, that would be a sign of good tension through the abdominal area. And so all of these, I mean, if you did a circuit with just these, you'd just be crushed. Like you'd forget all about sit-ups and Russian twists and all that stuff, which are exercises that typically piss people's backs off historically. Even good things like regular planks are actually going to be better for you. I just didn't pick them in this because I like these three better. So it's important to note that the core as a floor training regimen is the first step. But the core is actually, what it is actually it creates the ability to transfer energy from the floor to the hands, such as throwing a baseball, a football, swinging a bat, running. And so it's important to have the core trained in a standing fashion, chops, lifts, suitcase carries, things of that nature, which are helpful to creating resiliency throughout the body rather than just being good at doing floor work. So now if you're going for the aesthetics of the core, this is a whole different story. It doesn't necessarily equate to function. You just look good. That's fine too, whatever your goal is, whatever. So if this video was helpful to you, subscribe to the channel. There's a little button somewhere. It's a little red one that says subscribe to me, come to my channel. Basically all of these videos, I created a series of my favorite exercises for low back pain, such as this one, or just flows that you guys can get totally for free. But I do suggest you get the book below. I provided a link, or there might be one that pops up across top here. It's a free book. I just asked you to pay the shipping, and it provides a nice roadmap of what you should probably do if you're dealing with low back issues, and you shouldn't be looking through YouTube for low back solutions for the last 3 years. All right, it should be solved by now. And a lot of times people just don't know the right route to take. And so in that book, we're supplying basically a route to take, a methodology that works based upon current research, and hopefully get you where you need to go. And so if you want to work with us, we can work with you wherever you're at. I know some people say, oh, I'm not close by you. We can still work with you. We don't need to put our hands on you to make you feel better. And if you feel back pain with sit-ups and you do these instead, and it feels better, look, we just proved that things can be shown via video, via Zoom format, to help you feel better and get out of pain. We don't need to put our hands on you. So virtual or in person works, okay? Just contact us. There's a link also in the description below. We're in Costa Mesa, California, but again, we could be anywhere. We'll talk to you soon.